Our next playing card luminary hails all the way from New Orleans, Louisiana. He's a die-hard Kickstarter fan, and his meticulously curated playing card collection pales in comparison to his enthusiasm and love for our community. Together with his wife, Liz, they stage beautiful displays of decks on Instagram that have special meaning in their lives, all while inspiring the world to care more about playing cards. Today, they've cordially invited us into their home for a virtual tour of this card collection they hold dear. So please load up that chat area with ones as we virtually travel to meet the Bayou playing card collectors, Matt and Liz Romeril.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our home. I'm Matt.
Hello.
This is Liz.
Hello.
We're excited to have you here. I hope you're as excited to see it as I am to show it.
We are.
So let me start off first by talking about how I got into this. So, in fact, I've got a couple of things here to let me pop this off. I'll show you my humble beginnings. I can figure out how to switch my video here. Here it is. Okay. So my first deck of cards that I ever bought was this one. I was in France. And you see there, it was 28 francs. And so the reason why I bought that, I don't know if anybody has any French decks, but they have R for king, roi, and D for queen, and V for jack. And I thought that was pretty cool. It was different than what I had known before, and it has a one instead of an ace. So yeah, that was my first deck. And of course, I always had these hanging around for when I wanted to play a game, any sort of card game. And Liz and I, our first house that we bought it from her grandmother's estate when she passed. And this was a deck that was left behind in that house. I don't know a whole lot about it other than it's fairly old, probably, I don't know, 50s or so, with that tax stamp on there, Invincible playing cards. Now, my very first Kickstarter that I stumbled upon was for this collectible playing cards. It was their 100th deck design. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm trying to watch the chat as well. I'll try to answer everything that gets asked. But yeah, this was my first Kickstarter. And I didn't know anything about the world of custom playing cards or collectible playing cards. I stumbled upon it and I thought it looked pretty cool compared to, your standard bicycle deck.
What year? What year was that?
It's quite different. This was 2018. So it was January 2018 when this funded. And so that's where it kicked off for me. After that one, I, started seeing more and more in Kickstarter. And then this happened. So anyway,
Wow. That happened.
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So
So
that didn't happen overnight, though, did it?
absolutely not. No. Just slowly ever since the beginning of 2018. And Liz has been very supportive of my newfound hobby. And she has an eye for art. And she helped me. Yeah, that's what I was just about to talk about. I started getting cards piling up, and she found something on, I think you found that on Facebook, is that right?
Store, I think.
A thrift store. So she found me this display right here. And so I started to load that up with cards. Everything has since been moved around. I changed the displays fairly often. But this was my first one that she bought me. And now I've got, these are mostly all like double deck sets. These are from Passione. Passione, is that how it's pronounced? Anyway,
Good
Electra.
pronunciation.
Yeah, Electra did both of those. This was one of my earlier Kickstarters that I backed. the Katrina. So anyway, yeah, I'll go through some of these displays and show you some things I have. This Erte set is one I recently acquired. I don't really have a good place to put it yet, so I just pulled it out to show you. It's actually one that I don't have the cards opened. It's in new, unopened condition. See if I can, maybe Liz, if you can hold the camera.
You're gonna open it?
I'll show you the deck.
Okay,
Maybe I'll open it. Should I open it?
No. You're gonna give us a heart attack if you open it. Nice and slick. Very nice.
Yeah.
No one wants you to open it.
Neural.
I'm gonna open it one day. I will. You know, I won't be able to hold out for too long. So this is a little book, I think, that explains about the decks as well.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, just a beautiful set, beautiful box that it comes with. There we go.
Now, you do like to open your playing cards.
Yeah, I open most everything.
Which is amazing.
This is
most people keep it sealed, and yeah.
Yeah, I like to open them up and check them out. This one was pretty recent. I don't know if you all saw this one, King Hood, but I liked this box. It's this paper cut art that he does, different layers. So there is that. This is a newer display Liz got for me. It's a serving tray. It's supposed to hold like wine corks in there,
cool.
But it holds a few cards in there quite nicely.
And a very impressive club deck too.
So this is Jackson Robinson uncut. This is the black reserve. I've got over on that side is the silver certificate. Does that guy look familiar?
I only because of the beard. Only because of the beard.
So that's me. This is Liz. I commissioned those from an artist not too long ago.
Fun.
All right, let's see. My second display she got for me was this one. I used to have it above my dresser.
So cool. I think members really appreciate seeing other members' collections like this, and seeing how we lay our things out. Like mine's in boxes; it's terrible. But
is it? Yeah.
What you're doing, I'm inspired.
Yeah, I try to show off as much of it as I can. These are fantastic. If you've ever seen those, oh look at here's a there's a club deck.
Lucy.
Yeah, so we got some Uzi decks here. Got some Lorenzo stuff. These are the V1 Heretic.
Kelsey wants to know, he says, is it half the fun finding ways to display your collection?
Yeah, absolutely. Have you all seen this standards box?
Only on the gram.
Yeah, so those are standards playing cards designed by Kevin Cantrell. And these in behind here are all of my Theory 11. Got quite a few of those. A friend did these up for me. These
yeah.
card vials.
Can you show those? If some club members aren't on Instagram, they probably have never seen this. These are really fun.
Yeah, it's just like a little vial. They stick a little card in there to just kind of show the card off, and it's just a fun little display. I've got some others I'll show you. I'll show you quickly before I get over there. Just while I'm remembering about it. These are jet setter cards, and so I've got each deck there with the vial in front of it.
Very fun way to display it.
Yeah.
Ryan Butler would like to know, do you have insurance on your collection?
I do not. I don't even know how to go about doing that. Maybe I should look into it one day.
Yeah, I think there are ways to insure. It's just very difficult, very expensive. And I think the process for trying to get your money back is going to be just as difficult and expensive.
I would think so.
I'm not suggesting you don't keep insurance, but it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, so I live in the South. We have hurricanes. I think each of these display things, it would be easy for me to just pick it up and throw them in the car and take off.
I want to see a video of that.
Yeah, right. That's a piece of art done by Jack Brutus Penny. I don't know how many members know about Jack Brutus Penny, but he did that. That's the Seven of Diamonds. Just a piece of art he did. He's got a couple
Does some beautiful work.
Oh, where did I move it?
Traditional Japanese
style. The other one. This is Jack Brutus Penny's deck.
He does really, really nice stuff.
Yeah, and the way he did the court cards in there, they're like a triptych. They all piece together. Okay, this one here fits a pretty big chunk of my Third Way Industries. I quite like Third Way Industries. I like Gio's work.
He likes it a little bit.
Yeah.
And Liz has been able to help him out with some of his Kickstarter campaigns, and she recently wrote a book, pretty much, right?
Yeah, novella.
Yeah, she wrote a novella for him for
Fantastic.
Galaxia. Yeah, his most recent one.
Yeah, he does wonderful work. He's a nominee for Artist of the Year, I believe.
Yeah, he does fantastic work.
I think his first deck, I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, but his first deck was funded through the Playing Card Forum. Is the evil deck? Is that what he called it? The evil deck?
Yeah, it was evil.
Yeah.
Let me pull this up.
We held a contest in the Playing Card Forum, and he won. And it was very exciting to meet him that way. Yes.
Yeah, that's super cool. Here we go. Do that one right there.
That's it. That's a very fun deck right there.
It is.
I don't know if he still has any left, but if you don't own that deck, you should.
Yeah, I don't think he does have any left. Recently, he came across, I think it was Expert Playing Card Company had a stash of them, and he bought them all.
Mm-hmm.
And he was selling them.
Expert Playing Card Company was the one that if you won the contest, Expert would print the deck.
Yeah.
It was a fun contest. I don't know why we don't do that anymore.
These are all Third Way Industry in a special carrot case done by Carrot Case Creations.
Mm-hmm.
Sherm, I believe, is a member.
Yes, of course.
This set.
Shout out to Sherman. I don't know if he's in the room. Yes,
I haven't seen Sherman in there today.
It's a different time zone for him, so we understand if he won't make it today.
So this is a Hermes reproduction. The original one was done in the 1950s. I don't have one of those, but my hands aren't really this small. These cards are extra big. But this was designed by A.M. Cassandra for Hermes. I think the art on these is really cool. Cards. Yeah.
And certainly in the last 6 months, they've started to push out more decks. Oh, and I think that Legends playing card has something to do with that.
Oh, really?
I think so. I think Lawrence is very connected in that industry.
Yeah, so this was done a couple years ago. I think this was 2019, this reproduction. Gorgeous. But this gilding is like a mirror.
Look at that. I can see my reflection.
Yeah. All right. I'll just leave that.
Question
for Liz: where will we learn more about this novella that you've done with Giovanni?
You can. I mean, it's part of the Kickstarter campaign, right? I think it's actually already released for backers, isn't it?
Yeah. He did a. It was an ebook.
Yeah, it's an ebook. I'd love it if you wanted to print it. So if anybody's interested in that, you should let Gio know. But for now, it's an ebook. So I don't know if there's a way to get it if you didn't back the campaign. It seems like there should be. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure either.
Basically saying, let's get a hold of Gio. If you want a copy, speak to Gio. He's the one.
And I'm sure he'd probably freely give it.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So this display I've got some Lorenzo stuff here. Dead on Paper. I think Dead on Paper does some really, really fun things.
Mm-hmm.
These are a tarot, playing cards tarot. So he did. This is the regular, all the regular cards, 52 cards and jokers. But then he did this was a Kickstarter before I started collecting. Even I had to find these elsewhere, but he did an expansion pack here that has all the rest of the major arcana.
Can I ask you a question for a second about that? Like,
yeah,
you got into Kickstarting in 2018, and let's say decks have been coming out since 2012.
Sure.
Are you finding it very difficult to go back and find some of these early Kickstarter releases? And if you are finding them, are they like really expensive on the secondary market?
Yeah, it depends on what it is. Some of them absolutely get super expensive, and I just can't get them. I'm not gonna spend an arm and a leg for them.
Just an arm.
Yeah, just an arm.
That leg. I need that leg.
That's right. I have spent some money, obviously, but I try not to go too crazy. I try to be reasonable. Am I reasonable, Liz?
Always.
She's giving me a little bit of a look.
I know you do even more if you were less reasonable.
Yeah, I try to be reasonable. I'll say that. I try.
Right, and as you get older, your tastes have changed a little. You've matured a little more in what you like to collect.
Yeah, for sure. When I started out, I was just eating it all up. It was all so new and all really exciting, and finding all the different, especially custom decks, right? I would find them all, and I wanted to buy so many of them. And I have absolutely bought some that I look back now and think, I didn't need to buy that one. I don't really need to have that one in my collection, I guess I'm getting more, like you said, my tastes are getting a little more refined, and I'm being a little more selective in what I look for when I buy, because there's, like I said, there's just so many.
Right. Unless you've won the lottery.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a question about lighting. Wally Bell has a really great question about, do you have any problems with lights affecting the decks, especially the ones that are displayed like in the halfway turned?
Yeah, I haven't yet. I try to keep the sunlight off of them. You're talking like this one. These have been in here for quite a while, a couple years, more than a couple years, and the colors still all look really good on them. So I just keep the sun off of them, and it seems to be good enough. Yeah, absolutely. That would help. But I've not seen any problems with any of my decks. I think the sunlight is just the thing you need to be most worried about. The UV will absolutely bleach some of these. I didn't show you guys what was on top here. I've got some like novelty things. I don't have a lot of like OPC. I think I have like 2 organic playing cards decks. This is one of them. I thought this one was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Bow Magic.
Bow. Yeah, Bow. Yeah. He's from Canada.
Yeah. From the east, around where you are, right? Is he Toronto as well?
He's in Montreal.
Montreal. Okay.
But Kevin Yu, who is Riffle Shuffle and part owner of OPC, he lives in Toronto.
Okay, cool. I didn't mention that I was born in Canada.
Oh.
I was born in Canada, in southern Alberta.
Nice. So
Calgary.
I'll stop speaking slowly Calgary. Then.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I love Planets those. By Vanda.
Yeah, Vanda put out some really great stuff.
Really love this little mini deck for Pluto. I didn't mention when I was over here. That's pretty much all my mini decks right now. Those plus the Pluto.
Brian Sarlo noticed your minis earlier.
Yeah, I love them. If there's a Kickstarter campaign with the mini, I'll absolutely get the mini.
Yeah, they seem like they're making a comeback.
They are. There's been a few recently that I'm still waiting to fulfill. Let's see, the Horseman was one. that has a mini coming.
Kelsey wants to know about your vintage decks.
Yeah, I was going to mention. So the majority of my collection is modern. A lot of it's from Kickstarter. Not all of it. Others, I buy from online stores, but a lot of it is within the past few recent years. But I do love vintage decks and antique decks, and I want to find more of those for my collection. I do have some. I'll show you those as I come to them. There's one antique deck that I have. I believe a copy of it is up for auction.
Yes.
In this auction. Yeah,
You'll show us. We'll get there. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that antique deck. That one I think is my favorite deck in my entire collection. Yeah, the Crown Jewel.
Beautiful, beautiful deck.
Crown Jewel. Okay. We'll get there. What time? Yeah, we got lots of time.
We got plenty of time, my friend.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Okay. So I've pretty much showed you all this. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this this case right here. Liz found on Facebook Marketplace for like $10.
It wasn't as pretty though when you found it.
Yeah, it had been sitting in like you had been sitting in a garage or something for
So
who knows how long.
Like you antique things,
Yeah.
you take something and you paint it or strip it
Yeah.
and then paint it again and all that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
And
some
so it's
passion
got
right
this
there.
it's got this piece of plexiglass that goes in front. So it's just perfect for cards. Like look at that. I love it. Okay.
Spectacular.
Okay, let's see. Up here, we've got to climb a ladder to get up here. Okay,
Well, you got to put Electra on a pedestal.
that's right. Yeah, we got Electra right here. So this one's an older vintage deck. This is I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. It's Lendickspill or something. It's an Iceland deck. It's from Iceland. Hey Liz, can you hold this?
I don't know how to mute this. Like I turned down as far as it goes, but it's still down. So just leave it over there.
I love how they take playing cards and they make them look like little books.
Yeah. This case that it comes in is really cool. So it's these little bookcases. I'm not sure how many have seen this. There's a
Never seen
Lendickspill. Want to take a look at the cards real quick?
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
So that little book is the tuck case?
Well, this is the tuck case. This is just like a
The
case for
sleeve.
it. Yeah.
The
you know,
extra
like
case.
sleeve.
Awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this deck was originally produced in, I think, like 1937 or so. It was in the 1930s. And they've reproduced it a few times since. This one that I have is probably from, I don't know, maybe the 70s or 80s.
Cool. Nice artwork.
Yeah.
Is it just like Icelandic medieval lore?
Yeah, it does. It has a, where is it? I think it's still in here. So there's a little pamphlet that explains who they are, like the different court cards.
Cool. Never seen these.
Yeah, they're super cool. I love
Where
them.
did you get them?
eBay. Found those on eBay.
Hey.
Yeah, that's another place I look fairly often. This one is like from the 80s, I think. It's a cigarette company, a John Player Special. Those, let me see, let me open this up. There was a big problem with the Kickstarter with these. I don't need to talk about that. These Japanese ones are pretty cool. Electra does fantastic work. You all know Electra. This is from Mr. Cup. I don't know how many people know who Mr. Cup is. Fabian.
Had a wonderful
Out of
conversation
France.
with Max about Mr. Cup the other day.
Yeah. So, do people know what these are? You want to see them quick?
Yes.
All right. Liz? My tripod is coming over here for me. So Mr. Cup has a lot of really cool ephemera things that he does, like with lettering and
Your favorite of favorites, probably Cartier Indienne, right?
yeah. Oh, yep. I'll get to that antique deck.
Very, very cool. He's definitely an artful guy.
Yeah.
And his YouTube videos are very impressive.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
And we
guess I didn't
mostly
have
know
any
his work from
British
Theory 11
royalty?
stuff. Does a lot of work with Theory 11.
Yeah.
Like mixed media, like you said, kind of Victorian ephemera.
It's a very, very cool deck.
Yeah, pretty deck.
And
Did a
Brian
good job on
Sarlo
this.
just dropped his Instagram. If you don't know who Mr. Cup is, you should go check him out on Instagram. Or look him up on YouTube. There's a lot of really cool stuff.
He's got at least 2 Instagrams. He's got his main one is Mr. Cup, and he's also got a Mr. Cup shop. Let's see. Iron Spades here. Oh, here we go. There's a Gikondo.
Yes.
Let me show this one real quick.
Please, because we only had a couple of images to show during the talk. We would love to see the deck.
All right, you had the designer was on.
Yeah, Max just spoke right before I got on. It's really tight in the sleeve. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, since COVID, my shirts have been tight in the sleeve too. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate the laugh.
All right, hang on. I got to be careful with this tuck flap. It is really tight. Here we go. I always worry about tearing the tuck flaps.
So you use a knife.
So
Yeah, to kind of, I use it kind of like
slicing it.
I'm careful. I use it kind of like a pry bar. The ad card. Okay, there we go. I think he did a really good job on these.
yeah, look at that. Look at that.
It's really interesting to hear him talk about the culture there and how it's depicted in these cards that he makes.
Absolutely. I love decks that do this. There's decks have been telling stories and teaching people things for a very long time, and so it's nice to kind of get back to that a little bit.
Yes, absolutely.
Who printed Gikondo?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Trying to remember.
I think it's MPC.
I think you're right. I'm pretty sure it was MPC. It doesn't say on the tuck.
If Max is still in the chat, maybe he can tell us, or maybe Neural could tell us. But I think it is MPC. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. Never quote me, by the way. I'm like, you want the right answer? Don't ask me.
Neural says it is NPC.
Make playing cards.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, there's Gikondo. Okay. Next up, we've got some vintage things in here. I don't know if there's any people in here that collect tarot. I've got a couple of tarot, not a lot, but
there are tarot people in.
R.J. Tomlinson did this Titanic Tarot. He also had he did some regular playing cards about the Titanic as well.
Yeah.
Liz, can you hold this?
He's a member of the club.
Yeah. Yeah, so he did these Titanic playing cards. And then he did that tarot, which is really beautifully done. This is an oracle deck. Birds of Prey. This guy's on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And that's written OV, bird of prey. I've got a post on that if you
Tarot
want
decks
to
have
check it
kind of
out.
blown up in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It's incredible
Really
the amount of tarot decks that are coming out.
This one's vintage. This one is vintage. This one is one of my favorites. Jean-Picard Ledoux did these for Thomas de la Rue. It was 1957, I believe. I had another. Let me show you this real quick. Get you to hold that. I had another set of these that I ended up giving to a friend. I did a post on them. But then I found this one that's got this outer box. You don't see this outer box too often. Most of the times when you see them for sale, like on eBay or whatnot, it's just in this inner plastic box. And I've never seen them gilded except for this one that I found. And these are sealed as well. Both of these are sealed and
Do
gilded.
you have a tax stamp on the back? What kind of stamp is that?
It's not a tax stamp. It's
just a. Okay,
it's just from Thomas de la Rue,
cool.
made in England. Yeah, so it was 1957 when these were produced.
De la Rue's been around a long time.
Yeah.
I believe he was the first one to print 4-color in England. I could
Really?
be wrong. Kelsey, don't quote me.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorites. Take a look at my my Instagram. Find that one back a little while. I guess you'd have to scroll. maybe you don't want to, but it has beautiful cards. I wish I could show you. This one is, this is cool. This was done. You know this one, Lee?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is English Playing Card Society. Did this was a club deck for them maybe it was about 2 years ago, I think, Lee.
Maybe a little less than that, but yeah, it's about right.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a reproduction deck of Carl Garrick. I'm sure that there's some members in here who know
he
of
had
Carl
something to do
Garrick.
with. They were very close to this, so he could give us some more information on this. This is a very cool deck.
Yeah, so Carl Garrick does cards like this. What's that?
Saw that house we rent in Toronto.
Oh yeah, it's funny.
Hopefully it was bigger than that one.
Podcast has jokes too.
Hashtag accurate.
Yeah, Garrick. I know there's members in here that know a lot more about Garrick than I do, but he makes very limited run cards. I think they're mostly hand done. He does like runs of like 20 decks.
Very much in the same vein of like Elaine Lewis.
Yeah.
Hyper limited.
Yeah. This was fun. This came with this like I had to put this together. It was a flat sheet, but it was fun to do. Glue all
There's
the
a fun
pieces
article in the
together.
CTD when this first came out. Paul Bostock put an article about it. That's how I learned about it. Very cool thing.
Yeah, I felt lucky that I was able to pick one of these up.
It reminds me, Jay McKinstry likes to build old factories, and it reminds me of that.
Yeah. Okay. These, I was lucky enough to be part of the prototype invitational for Jet Setter Playing Cards. This is his most recent Kickstarter. They are in production right now in this. It's called Hanger Orange and Jetway Silver. This one is fun. It's got a little wood box. The court cards are all custom. Everything with that. It's just a brick of extra Third Way Industries stuff I have. This is a old reproduction deck. So that it's a reproduction of these cards from the 1600s.
Cool.
German deck. Let's see. These are most of my playing card coins.
These are fun. This has been popular as well in the last few years.
Yeah. card guards, or people call them card guards, or just coins, or whatever else. This one was Mr. Cup for that ephemera deck. That's Birds of Prey. This is Lorenzo.
Yeah.
When
he took a picture of that and put that on Instagram, and I had to look at it for about 5 minutes and just go, wow.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
It's really awesome.
Oh, yeah, he's incredible.
Is that your first coin?
Yeah, I think it probably was my first card-related coin.
I remember it being in your display.
Yeah.
Before you had any others.
Anatomica.
Mm-hmm.
That's a recent Kickstarter. Let's see. Oh, these are dead on paper. I showed those dead on paper tarot, but these are all Hobo Coins, is what he called these. They're super interesting. So with Hobo Coins, do you know much about those, Lee? Hobos would take like a regular nickel or something, right? And they would carve over top of the president or whoever was on that specific coin and do kind of their own thing with them. So that's what he based these off of.
That's cool.
Hobo Coins. All right, and the rest of most of all these are Third Way Industries. I've got almost every Third Way Industry coin. I'm missing one. His very first one was for Omnia. All right, there we go. We're still doing good on time?
Yeah, we're doing great.
Okay. Any more questions in the chat that I missed?
No, we're just talking about Kelsey's gonna get a tattoo.
Oh, nice.
Coin.
Okay, so this is my most recent display acquisition. Let me move this.
Facebook Marketplace, isn't it?
Yeah. So this piece of furniture we found on Facebook Marketplace, and you see I've just got it sitting on top of my dresser, and this other thing. It was a big curio. The bottom portion of this case was destroyed in Hurricane Katrina.
Oh.
It was in a home that was flooded. So the top part was
Survived.
It survived
Eligible.
the storm. So I got it for like, what was it, $35, I think?
Yeah.
Bought it for $35.
That's a steal.
Yeah.
$35.
Yeah, and it's a beast. It's solid wood. It was empty. It weighs a ton. So here's an example of something that Liz did for me. She just found this piece here, as well as this one. She just got it Hobby Lobby. And so I've just stuffed it with decks.
That's great.
These are all
Hobby Lobby, everybody.
Yeah, Hobby Lobby. Bonafide playing cards. Do you all know Bonafide? She does. Karen Yan. She does fantastic work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll start on this side. There's a couple low truck grotesque. Dynastine. That's Gentleman Wake. Did this project with Lorenzo. These are Karen Yan as well, Bonafide. I love it when they do these literature decks, Count of Monte Cristo and the Three Musketeers.
You love it.
Liz loves it even more.
Right.
Let's see.
Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Sherlock Holmes.
So this is a deck in a bottle that I made. I
fun.
thought I'd try my hand at it. It turned out okay. It's not perfect.
Look at that skinny little top.
Yeah, that was part of the problem. I found out that people that do these, they use bottles with a much wider opening at the top.
The originator didn't.
Did he
used
not?
the bottle just like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Very
difficult
Yang.
to do.
You should Google him. He did some incredible stuff.
What did you say his name was again, Lee?
Harry Ang.
Okay.
NG. We had an article about him in Card Culture a few months ago in Greg Lotion's playing card art article.
I don't know if you all saw recently, the newest Theory 11 deck. Grateful Dead. Any Grateful Dead fans?
Yeah.
I think they did a real good job with this. But here's this is an older Grateful Dead deck. I think it's from the 90s.
Yeah. Do you know the Dead put out a deck? It was an oversized one that looked like a tally-ho deck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a cover of a card culture. Ladies and gentlemen, read your card cultures.
Yeah. I'll thumb through this real quick if you can hold that, Liz. So this one comes in this little velvet pouch. It's called a liquid blue. Here we go. This was the tag that was, attached to the bag. It doesn't have your traditional pips. Done their own thing.
Very fun.
Is it bigger than standard poker?
No, this one's poker size.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, if you see something as I go along that you'd like a closer look at, pretty much everything in here is open. Almost everything. I'd be happy to thumb through it for you.
Heard that, folks? If there's anything you see, please let us know in the chat and we will stop and we'll look at some artwork. Because that's what Matt really appreciates about these cards.
Yeah. Oh, you guys may be wondering, I don't know if anybody noticed, like these sitting here. So these are salt and pepper shakers. My grandma had a salt and pepper shaker collection. And when she passed, her collection was kind of divvied up between her kids and grandkids. And I've got 4 from her collection, 4 sets that I've got in this case here. There's one. These are like can you grab that picture? You can just pull it out. Yeah, these are like a little trolley from San Francisco. I had a friend make this for me. It's a little, can you hold the phone? It's a card case.
Fun.
Yeah. This is a reproduction deck. That was from Gentleman Wake's campaign with Lorenzo. These Christian Lacroix decks are kind of fun.
It's a designer from Paris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they look.
Clothing
Really
designer.
Artful. Yep. Montenzi. I think you all know Montenzi. This is his most recent. This is Hello Tiki version 3. Oh, here's this one's vintage. Pickwick.
Fun.
Liz knows about that. It's Charles Dickens. You see, I've got
Cartomancers there.
Yes.
Oh, that Alon is in the room.
Is he in there?
I believe he's here.
Oh, this is kind of cool too. I got this on eBay. This is just it's a box that holds 2 decks of playing cards. It's made of leather. I've actually got a couple of vintage decks in here. Jules Verne.
Cool.
Let's see what else I got. Yeah, I got cards like stacked up in behind too,
Cards on cards on cards.
Yeah, can't show everything. These are the ones I already showed you a little bit earlier from my humble beginnings. These are all prototype decks that I've been fortunate enough to get from the creators before they
That's cool.
This one's still in production. This Rattler Gorge from the Card Guy. He does YouTube reviews.
From Sugar Land, Texas.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, here's a prototype of Seasons.
Alex.
Yeah, Alex Chin. There's the Anatomica. Recent Tough Luck by Brad Gabbard. I made this. it was fun to do. Yeah, little booklight.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a lot of Lautrec stuff in here. Oh, this is something that's kind of fun. This is Keller O'Neill. You all know him?
Oh, is that that's a business card?
Yeah, it's like a business card.
Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
That's great.
Yeah. Letterpress. It's yeah, he's a magician, the Southern Charmer.
Right. And he and Lautrec are up for, I believe, Deck of the Year this year.
Are they for Charmers?
For yeah, nominees for Charmers.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
Yeah, fun deck. Okay, I got to show you guys this one. Do you know what this is, Lee?
I do not buy what I'm seeing right now. No, I do not.
Yeah. So it's in this fun box.
Neural.
What did Neural say?
Told you to show crypt.
Yeah.
Then he had to point out that he's kidding, so we wouldn't all, attack him.
Yeah, can you see that in there?
Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Cool.
All right.
Date and a signature.
Yeah, that's Carl Garrick's signature. This is a Garrick deck. Only Carl Garrick I have, other than that reproduction one.
That's cool. If you like cards like these, we have, I think, a Charles Pry deck in the auction in November, as well as an Elaine Lewis deck. So if you like these hyper limited, hand drawn kind of decks, like there's really only a few places you can get this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This stuff, maybe you could find it on eBay, but this stuff really goes in private trading and auction.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, amazing stuff. I love it. Yeah, I think this box is really awesome. It's got the date in there, 17th of July, 1995. And then
like
Garrick's signature.
You gotta have a long pen to sign that.
I was gonna say.
Right? Hopefully he signed that before he put the box together. Okay, let's see. What else? Yeah, I've got decks just stacked up in behind. This one is really fun. This is an artist out of England. She does these. Well, I'll show it real quick. We're good on time?
Yeah, we have about 10 more minutes.
Okay. Lydia, her name is Lydia. Here we go. Lydia Shiref. She's out of England. She handmade this box. It's got this little sleeve on it. Paper cut playing cards. And so she's a paper artist. And I think these cards took her, well, I don't remember. I want to say like 2 years. I could be wrong, but I think she took 2 years to put this deck together. You can see how, granted, this is just printed of the one she put together, but she did paper cuts to make all of these designs.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Seems like a lost art.
Yep.
Like Emmanuel Jose, known for stuff like that.
Yep, I have two of his as well.
His artwork, like this kind of artwork, is definitely old world incredible.
Yeah. I can't even imagine how, well, I was going to say how long this would take, but I guess it would take 2 years.
2 years. If you knew what you were doing.
Yes. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I know when I was communicating with her about this, she had been in communication with Art of Play as well. So she may be doing something with them.
Cool. I know they like to put out decks like this. They're into very highbrow artistic style decks, and I love it.
Yeah.
And you said this deck is called Paper Cuts.
Paper Cuts.
Maybe, perhaps, someone could Google and find a copy. Seems like they'd be all snapped up, though.
Yep, she made 60 of these, and they were sold out. So
A notorious secondary market now.
yep, maybe I've never seen them on eBay. I check eBay every now and then.
Earl says she's planning
version
a
two.
V2.
Yep, that was her plan anyhow. She recently had a baby, so that's taken a lot of her time.
Understandably.
Yeah. All right, I'll finish putting that away later. Oh, I know Nero has this deck. It's a tarot. That one's really cool too. Okay, let's see what else I got. Thorns and Roses. Capsize was a recent one. I love this set from Brain Vessel. How it makes this, these 4 decks make a single image. Yeah, quadriptych.
What, quadriptych? Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah. There's a card out of one of them. I mean, blown up. It's a print. Oh, this is a card size print from Electra. Got in a little thing there. Seasons playing
yeah.
cards.
Cards
This
I will
was-
never open. I
You
will be
didn't
buried
open
with
these?
those. No,
Really?
man. Are you kidding? I bought a set. My wife's like, let me see. And I'm like, no. Here, I'll show you pictures on Google.
I'll show you. You want to see them quick?
Oh, I've seen them. My wife would like to see them. She wants to know why I spent that much money on that.
Yeah, just beautiful.
Tell her it's fine.
So I did a post a while back after I got these with how you do the hallway thing, right? This isn't the right one to show. I got to show the one with the backs that look like tile.
Alex premiered these at a convention.
Yeah.
At a 52 convention. And it was incredible to see. It's very hard for me to part with my money that easily.
With MPC.
Yes. And he won Deck of the Year last year with it.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is the one I want to show you. Okay, can you pick that up? There we go.
A little bit. You can see the 3D.
Yeah, like in the hand, it looks like it's tile. You know? Yeah, really amazing.
He said he got lost in the Medina for a while and dreamed all of this. Incredible. Like, this is an incredible deck.
And it's interesting how he did this with the Jack, Queen, and King.
You say, does it not have traditional quartz?
No.
So where are the faces?
Yep. Okay. I'll put that.
Don't forget Cassandra.
I won't forget about that. But real quick, let me show you all this one. Not this one. Not this one. This one. Do you know what this one is, Lee?
I do not.
Ever heard of a guy named Salvador Dali?
Of course.
Him.
Yeah.
Pleasant looking fellow.
Oops. Whoops.
No.
Good one.
Dropped him.
It happens every year.
Yeah.
I'll show you this instead of Matt picking up the cards.
Thank you. Yeah, so these are designed by Salvador Dali, and I think it was, I'm trying to remember the year, 50, is it 59, I think, or 49? I don't remember. Don't hold me to it.
Don't quote him.
Don't quote him. Don't quote any of us. Very cool.
1967?
Thank you, David. David Riley says 1960.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so
Thanks.
the
Don't
first
quote him.
Don't quote
version,
David either.
the V1s, I think were 67, and these are V2, which I think was 69. Yeah, here we go. It says,
Is that his mustache?
yep, that's his mustache. Second edition. Drager Frères did the printing on that.
Cool. I've
This
never
is
seen those.
one of my favorites in my collection. Absolutely. Okay. Card Indienne. We'll show this
Yeah.
quick.
You want to end on the high note here?
Okay. Let me show just the other side here real quick. Then I'll show that one, and we can end on the high note.
Okay.
So I showed most of this already. People have been kind of going crazy for this one recently. The Circus playing cards. This is done by a Japanese artist, Higuchi Yuko. That's a fun one. I don't know if you can see, I've got like a bunch of riffle shuffle stuff back in there. Oh yeah, these are salt and pepper shakers from my grandma.
Nice.
Some and then over on this side, this one's really fun too. This Neiman Marcus deck. That's a vintage one from, I think, from the early 60s. The majority of my King's Wild stuff is back in here.
Well, you need a new house for all the King Wild stuff.
Right? Yeah,
Keep telling
he's
Jackson,
been-
my home isn't big enough.
yeah, exactly. This Broken Crowns one is fun. That's a recent Kickstarter. Dark Kingdom. Here we go. There's more Alex. Okay. Now I have to show you. Now I have to show you Carte Indienne. You want to hold this, Liz? Okay, so this deck is from 1890. BP Grimaud.
Whist.
Here's the remnants of the tax stamp from it. It's in a slip case. This was likely a previous owner. Another signature on there.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, these are just beautiful. So the corners are gilded.
Just the corners. Very
Yep,
fun.
just the corners.
Got some metallic ink on there.
They do have metallic ink. You can see in that, there we go. Got gold metallics in there.
Beautiful.
Pharaoh cards.
What year did you say?
1890 is this deck.
And it turns out we have one of these in the auction coming up.
Well worth the money, whatever it is. For whatever it goes for, it's worth it.
Yeah, it was the auction was supposed to be in October, but we've pushed it to November. So if you like this deck and you'd like to get a hold of this deck, there is one place you can. That is 52 Plus Jokers auction. We usually have cool decks like that.
If I remember, Lee, I think it said the starting bid for this deck is $250.
That could be. I don't quote me.
Yeah, don't quote me either, but I think that's what I'm remembering. Art on these are just beautiful.
They made some playing cards back then. They knew how to do it.
Indeed. Who knows what's in this metallic ink? Probably cancer causing.
Don't lick it.
It's banned in the state of California for sure.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful. All right.
Pure lead ink.
Yep. There's Carte
At least
Indienne.
that's what it tastes like.
Okay.
All right.
There's my collection.
Matt, Liz, thank you. Thank you so much. This was fantastic.
Thanks for having us.
I'm sure. Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Thank you for sharing with us. Everyone in the chat room, drop those ones, show your love for the Romerils. Again, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. See ya.
Look, those ones are for you. Those ones are for you.
Thank you, everybody. Much appreciated.